Coming to you live from the Four Seasons in Chicago, we now present the 29th Annual Midtown Educational Foundation Reach for Excellence Awards Gala. And now, your host, Britt Bridwell and Midtown Center alumnus, Angel Justiano.
Welcome everyone to the Four Seasons.
Thank you very much for being here.
Okay, fine. Maybe we're not at the Four Seasons. Maybe we're just at the Midtown Center. For obvious reasons, this year's MEF Gala could not happen in person.
While we're very sad not to see you in person, we still have an amazing program for you. Tonight we're honoring John Conroy and Harry Kramer. And Brent, do you know the best part?
We don't have to pay for parking downtown.
No, the best part is we are raising money tonight and all week for more than 1,000 low-income Chicago kids and families who attend MEF's programs each year.
Right. That probably is the best part. But I mean, not paying for parking downtown, pretty great.
Yeah, sure, I guess so.
I'm kidding, of course. MEF's annual Reach for Excellence Gala raises money for MEF's after-school and summer programs. Each year, this event raises over $1 million to support MEF's programs for Chicago's underserved youth. Now, we've still got a long way to go to reach that goal.
That's right, but the good news is giving for this year's event is open for the rest of this week, and we're going to need your help to reach our goal for the MEF kids. But more on that later.
For now, we'd like to tell you a bit about MEF and its mission since 1965. That's right, MEF has been doing this for 55 years. This organization is almost as old as MEF's executive director, Glenn Wilkie.
Almost.
MEF's mission is to guide low-income urban youth in Chicago along pathways of success. Our proven enrichment programs embrace the dignity of the person by focusing on academic excellence, virtue development, individual attention, and parental engagement. Since MEF's inception in 1965, thousands of students have come through the doors of Midtown-Metro. Each one has benefited from the one-on-one attention from staff, tutors, and mentors.
That's right, Brent, and MEF not only helps the students. We believe the family is the primary educator of each child. To empower parents and guardians to raise their children, Midtown and Metro also offers weekly programs for parents, where they get help with high school applications, financial aid for college, or even how to limit screen time in the household. Brent.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was actually just texting to give to Midtown. Did you know our viewers can do the same by just texting that number right down there?
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Imagine if all the people watching this donated right now by texting that number.
That would be amazing.
Yes, it would. There will be plenty of chances to donate tonight and all week, but for now, we turn to the Metro Achievement Center for Girls Parent Program Director, Yvette Lesaro. Yvette is also an alumna of the Metro program. She is going to introduce a few families from Midtown and Metro to talk about their experiences at the centers. Take it away, Yvette.
Thanks, Angel. At Midtown and Metro, we believe that every person who walks through the door is a VIP. This acronym is also a great reminder of some of the most important components of our programs. A stands for academics. Here are some of Midtown and Metro families to tell you more about academics in the programs.
It takes me a while to learn something and comprehend it, and then I think tutoring will really help with that because it was an extra push, and they're so patient.
All the tutors had different skills and abilities that could help everybody.
So it's definitely, Midtown is, for me, not really a add-on to school, but more of just can help you with school. That's my take on the full program.
The next letter in AVIP is V, which stands for the virtues that our students learn about in character education and with their advisors.
Well, Metro's really taught me how to be a better person. That will really help you your entire life. Virtues are a big thing here, and it's not just going to help me now, it's going to help me all the time.
I think they emphasize them a lot, and I don't think they try to enforce it on people. I think they say why they believe that, and they're you can believe whatever you want, and they're so chill about it, you know? They're they explain it in such a good way, and I think I don't get that out of school.
I became better in the sense of, from the virtues of just learning how to be a better person with talking more and maybe being more polite.
A word used throughout the month for say sympathy And so Metro emphasizes the virtues, why they should do and why they shouldn't do, and why. And that's very different from many other programs.
After the V, I stands for the individual attention our students receive from staff, mentors, and advisors.
I got really close with my mentors, like especially over the summer. I really connected with them because it's like I had a really hard summer one year, and like I think I let that attitude like make the person that I was, and like I'd be in such a bad mood all the time, and like my mentor was like, if you don't try to make the best out of it, and like if you don't come with a clear mind, it's like you're obviously not gonna like it.
I feel got a lot out of having a mentor that was a young man. And I also think that in this day and age, there's not a lot of talk about how to be a young man, how to be a gentleman.
I realized the impact that the program has like on my day-to-day life and on my school life and my friendships.
They care. Not saying that teachers don't care at school, but you actually know that they actually care. Here, like they show their feeling and their sympathy.
You can kind of talk, even if you're having problems with siblings. You can kind of vent a little bit towards your advisor in a healthy way. So I feel like that's another extension that helped a lot.
And finally, the P stands for parents. At MEF, we believe that parents are the primary educators of their children. So we offer a weekly program for parents of our students.
We, as a parents, we always need that extra help. We cannot do it alone. At least that's my belief.
I can trust the people that have been, I don't want to say hired, but been called to volunteer at Metro, that they were going to be giving their all in all to your daughter.
I cannot speak enough about how amazed I am at everything that we're getting for the small amount of investment.
Planting or putting a seed into her so that she can grow and be the best that she can be.
Thanks to our families for helping to tell a little bit more about our programs. Back to you, Brent and Angel.
As you can see, the Midtown Educational Foundation has an incredible history. MEF serves students in the middle in grades 4 through 12. The students at the top and the bottom of the class get a lot of attention, but it's the students in the middle who are at risk of slipping through the cracks and often benefit most from someone who can offer just a little more support. Angel, you're an alum of the Midtown programs. You now work at the Midtown Center. What's your favorite part of the Midtown program?
At Midtown, of course, I got help with school and love playing sports. But honestly, the best part of the program for me was working with my tutor, Daniel. He instilled the work ethic that he had when I was a child that I still have with me today.
That's amazing. And how do we make all this happen? Each year, MEF counts on the generosity of donors just like you to help make these amazing programs happen. And we have many people to thank already. Our host sponsors include sponsors at the benefactor level include You'll see donate buttons below if you're watching on YouTube, or you can also go to midtown.org/dinner, or as mentioned, text the number below to donate right from your phone. Don't worry, we'll keep reminding you periodically throughout the evening. In fact, I'm going to give again right now.
Let's now turn to some highlights from our programs this year. One of the virtues we discussed at Midtown and Metro is perseverance. Obviously, the world changed for everyone back in March, and our students and families were no exception. However, with the help from MEF's programs, our kids were able to persevere and accomplish extraordinary things. Here's a quick story about our spring and summer at Midtown and Metro.
And today we're going to be talking and thinking about the virtue of perseverance, a virtue that you might say is a virtue without which nothing great can really be done.
In late March, Midtown and Metro staff immediately directed their attention to providing online content for students and families. This included online resources for families, challenges, and character talks from volunteers.
But it's not okay to quit. Perseverance means you feel that pain and you keep going.
All the while, Midtown and Metro staff prepared for a summer of online learning.
I decided to attend Metro because I wanted to hang out with a bunch of girls my age over the summer. Little did I know that it was going to be one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life.
So, Alyssa, tell us about your machine.
So this is what it is.
Cool. I like that a lot.
And this is what we've talked about. We're inputting energy.
Same question to you. Are you able to have success carrying out all these programs where students can't be in person and engaging?
Even more success. So we've been able to reach a wider audience digitally. And because we don't have to worry about the logistics of actually having parents like drop their kids off, things like that, we're able to exceed our enrollment goals, and we have a wait list in all of our programs.
Thanks to Metro, I believe that anything is possible, even the impossible.
Wow, Angel. The team at Midtown and Metro were able to make some amazing things happen this summer.
It wasn't always easy, but we knew we had to find ways to provide that one-on-one attention to each of our students. All in all, I'd say it was a pretty amazing summer.
And an amazing display of perseverance. Speaking of perseverance, did you know that for 21 consecutive years, 100% of MEF graduating high school seniors have not only graduated high school, but also enrolled into college? Additionally, each year, over 90% of MEF 8th graders enroll into college prep high schools. Truly incredible. And based on what happened this summer, it looks like many more kids are on the same path.
Yes, it does, Brent. Before we proceed, we'd like to hear a brief word from the very Reverend Javier del Castillo, Vicar of Opus Dei in Chicago. MEF received its original inspiration from Opus Dei, an institution of the Catholic Church. MEF's programs are rooted in Catholic moral and social teaching and embrace students regardless of their religious, racial, ethnic, or familial status.
My dear friends, I'm happy to be with you tonight, even if not in the same room with you. Despite all that's happened this past year, tonight is still a joyful celebration of the good work of Midtown and Metro, and of the lives that are changed because of it. From the time of the inception of MEF programs, the Prelature of Opus Dei has provided Midtown and Metro with spiritual guidance springing from its founder, Saint Josemaria Escrivá. That remains true to this day, and it is this inspiration that moves us every day to put into practice the love of Jesus Christ with every soul we serve. Tonight we pray that each member of the MEF community, whether students, families, staff, or sponsors, may be transformed in ways that lead to genuine happiness. Normally, I would stand before you at an actual meal and say grace. Tonight, I send a blessing to all of you, the hundreds of supporters who keep the lights on at MEF. May our Lord keep you safe from harm and shower you and all the students and parents at Midtown and Metro with countless blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Javier. We are so fortunate to have your incredible support of our programs and students.
Yes, we are, Angel. Speaking of incredible supporters of our students, Walgreens has generously sponsored MEF's one-on-one program for over 30 years. During that time, thousands of Chicago 4th through 6th grade students have attended the mentoring program. During this 30 years, we've also made many friends from the Walgreens family, including former CEO Dan Jornt. We recently asked Dan to share a message for our graduating students, and well, it was so good we thought we'd share it here too. Take it away, Dan.
Hello, I'm Dan Jornt. My wife Pat and I have been 3-decade sponsors and promoters of Midtown and Metro. These are two great organizations, and you're all very fortunate to be able to spend time at Midtown and Metro. So first of all, congratulations, nice going. You've worked hard, you're off to college, you're off to high school. 2 thoughts for you today. 1, put on your refrigerator door a note that says, do what you don't really want to do. In other words, do the hard things first. When you get up in the morning, make a little list and put the things you don't want to do at the top, the hardest things. The hardest part of any job is starting. So do the tough jobs first. Be it an essay for school, asking a girl to the prom, or knocking out some project. Do the tough ones first. Once you start, you'll be surprised how fast it goes and how good you'll feel by having that tough job done. Second, smile. Be positive. In the movie and show Hamilton, they advised young Alexander Hamilton, talk less, smile more. Everybody likes to be around positive people. Nobody likes to be around complainers. If there's something wrong, don't complain. Come up with a way of fixing it. Be a fixer, not a complainer. The world is full of complainers. Don't be one. Smile more, talk less. With your Midtown, Metro background and backbone, you will continue to do very well. Congratulations and best to you.
Wow, what a guy. Dan often visits our centers and talks to our students and staff, and he's always so inspiring.
Yes, he is. And speaking of inspiring, we're now going to turn to an interview that Angel conducted with Midtown's Executive Director, Glenn Wilkie. But before we do, during our virtual programming last spring, Midtown provided online physical challenges for its students, and Glenn decided to get involved in one of the challenges himself, the Midtown Push-Up Challenge.
All right, sports fans, here I am at MEF, and I'm going to do the Midtown Challenge. I hope to do 30 perfect push-ups. You hear that, Lewis? And let's see how I do, and let's keep moving forward here.
Thank you, Brent. And now we have Glenn Wilkie, MEF's Executive Director, here with us. How's you doing, Glenn?
Great. Thanks for having me here, Angel.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard you do have a couple words for our audience, though. Would you like to give that now?
Sure. Hello out there. It's kind of different. We're not at the Four Seasons this year with 500 people and everyone enjoying life together, but hopefully you're enjoying life at home. And I really appreciate all of you tuning in to our virtual Gala this year. And we're going to try and make it very special for you. I think they're going to try and roast me a few times, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. And I really appreciate your support for the families and the kids that we've served for over 55 years. So thank you for being here.
What originally brought you over to MEF?
Well, when I was in college, I began to tutor at Midtown Center for Boys, and I still have friends from that experience. And then I spent 20 years in the corporate world, and then I was asked by Phil Brock, who was then the executive director, to consider coming to work here, and I did, and now it's another 20 years of my career.
What sets MEF apart from other organizations here in Chicago?
Well, we've said this many times before, but we say that anyone who comes to one of our centers is a VIP, a very important person. The A's academics, the V's virtues, the I's individual attention, and the P's parents. Now, I think the individual attention and the parents that we lavish on both the parents and the students is what makes our program special from anyone else. We care for each and every individual who walks in our doors. And then the idea of character, virtue. I'm on the Character Education Partnership in Washington. I'm on their board, and that's the key to raising these young people to be outstanding citizens and to give back to the community and do well in their jobs and be good parents and husbands and wives.
Finally, what is your favorite part about this job?
Well, that's easy. I'm a people person. I love people. I love to get to know people. I'm energized when I meet someone new, whether that person be a person who sends in a $2 check or a $2 bills, $1 bills to our office, and that's all she can give. And I try and follow up with that person and thank her because one of her sons or daughters went to one of the programs. Or I'm dealing with someone who's running a major corporation. To me, they're all the same. I care for everyone in the same manner. I love to meet people. I love to talk about what we do at the centers.
651.
Oh, tremendous interview with Glenn, Angel.
652. Yeah, thanks. Glenn is such a great leader for our organization. 653.
Oh, these Midtown challenges have me in tremendous shape. Whew. Speaking of people in tremendous shape, we now turn to Bears legend, Mike Singletary, for a word on MEF's programs.
654. 655.
Hi, this is Mike Singletary. I want to give a shout out to the Midtown Educational Foundation for some of the great work that they have done since 1965. It's been an outstanding program. In the last 21 years, the Midtown Educational Foundation kids that have been enrolled in their schools have finished high school, have gone on and enrolled in college. 21 straight years. That is fantastic for such a great program in Chicago. Thank you for all of your work. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Singletary. What a legend.
And speaking of legends, we're now to the point of our evening where we hear from our honorees, John Conroy and Harry Kramer Jr. We're now going to turn it over to Metro student Taylor Clash to introduce our first honoree.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Taylor Clash from the Metro Achievement Center for Girls. It would be fun to sit here and tell you all about how much I've learned at Metro since I enrolled back in the 4th grade, and how Metro taught me character traits like kindness and patience, and how much I love the drama club there. But instead, it's my pleasure to introduce you to our first honoree tonight. First and foremost, John Conroy is president of MEF's Board of Directors. And because I have benefited personally from MEF programs, I want to thank him for leading such a great organization. He has served on the MEF board for a full 10 years since 2010, and as president since 2015, so he is greatly deserving of tonight's award. Formerly the global chair of the law firm of Baker McKenzie, Mr. Conroy has been a partner at the firm since 1987. He focuses on international banking and finance law and is listed among the best lawyers in America in those areas. While serving as chairman of the firm's Global Executive Committee, Mr. Conroy led Baker McKenzie's Corporate Social Responsibility Program, promoting pro bono and community service. He has served on the Business Leaders Advisory Board of the United Nations International Organization for Migration and on the Pro Bono Institute's Boards of Directors for the past 10 years. He is a summa cum laude graduate of the University of Notre Dame and earned his law degree at Northwestern University, where he served as managing editor of the Law Review and whose alumni association presented him with an award for high achievement in their profession or field of endeavor. In addition to his time with MEF and in many other civic roles, Mr. Conroy has served on the Executive Committee and as chair of the Governance Committee of the Executives Club for Chicago for many years. They teach us at Metro that we're here to serve others. I think Mr. Conroy's whole life is about service. On the 10th anniversary year of his appointment to the MEF board, it's my pleasure to present Mr. Conroy with the 2020 Reach for Excellence Award.
Thank you, Taylor, and good evening to our viewers. Tonight's event certainly looks very different from our usual setting in a beautiful ballroom, but its purpose remains very much the same. That purpose is to celebrate and support MEF's truly inspiring work. First of all, I would like to thank MEF for this award. The practice of law, my chosen profession, as you've heard, is a service profession that has been rewarding in a number of respects. However, working in the service of Midtown and Metro has been rewarding in a unique way. It comes from seeing firsthand the very real difference that MEF's character education is making in the lives of so many students. Students who might have taken a very different path without the center's guidance. A wonderful example is Taylor Clash, whom you've met this evening. Even in grade 9, Taylor has aspirations to attend medical school so that she can become a pediatric surgeon. When I asked her how Metro has helped her embrace this goal, Taylor pointed to several things she's learned. How developing better habits, like going to bed earlier, turning in homework on time, and not procrastinating, can help make her a better student to a point where she now excels in math. And developing good habits, like respect, kindness, and little acts of charity can make her a better family member and friend. When listening to these habits and virtues that Taylor's been cultivating with Metro's help, it's not surprising to see why she would want to become a pediatric surgeon. In her words, it would enable her to, and I quote, help suffering children become as happy and cheerful as all children normally are, end quote. And as you can see on a YouTube link from an interview with Taylor posted on MEF's website, Taylor credits Metro for equipping her in life with what she needs to achieve this vocational ambition. We hear so much bad news these days, don't we? What a joy it is to support an organization that breeds hope. Hope in the form of students like these and in the walking success stories we see among Midtown and Metro alumni. Thank you again for this award, and thank you for joining me in this truly rewarding work of supporting MEF.
Thank you so much, John, for those incredible words and for your unmatched support of our programs. We now turn to Josiah Vega, a Midtown student, to introduce our next honoree.
Hello everyone, I'm Josiah Vega, a student at the Midtown Center for Boys. I'd love to tell you about how Midtown has helped me in math and science and how much I love playing flag football there, but instead, I'm here to tell you about Mr. Harry Kramer. Harry M. Jansen Kramer is a professor of management and strategy at Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management, of which he is an alumnus. He is an executive partner with Madison Dearborn Partners, one of the largest private equity firms in the United States. Mr. Kramer teaches about leadership, particularly values-based leadership. He is a writer, blogger, and speaker, and is the author of 3 books. In the most recent, titled From Values to Action, The 4 Principles of Values-Based Leadership, he states that the journey to becoming a values-based leader starts with self-reflection, one of the principles that guides leaders to make choices in line with their values. These are ideas similar to what's taught at Midtown and Metro. Mr. Kramer is the former chairman and CEO of Baxter International Incorporated, a multi-billion-dollar global healthcare company. When accepting a faculty recognition award in 2015, he said, "I teach the same way I used to manage. I tell students I don't have all the answers, but I do have a lot of opinions, and I expect them to jump in. It is never a one-way monologue." Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present Mr. Kramer with the 2020 Reach for Excellence Award.
Good evening, everyone. It really is my pleasure to be with all of you, and I'm very honored by the fact that the Midtown Educational Foundation would choose to honor me at this event. It really means a lot. One of the reasons I believe so is that in Chicago, there really are a lot of fantastic organizations, and many of you hopefully support them. But there's something very special about MEF that means a lot to me, and I'll give you a little bit of background. I've been very fortunate since stepping down as the chairman and CEO of Baxter Healthcare to spend the last 15 years teaching at Northwestern University Kellogg School of Management. And my entire focus at the school is on value-based leadership. I really do believe we as leaders have the obligation to train and develop the next generation of true value-based leaders. And in classes, we spend a lot of time talking about what are your values? What's your purpose? What difference do you want to make in the world? Is it just about success or is it significance? One of the things I often think about during my teaching is that by the time they get to graduate school and they're in their late 20s, most of these people are fairly well formed. And I often think to myself, what could we do if we could start this process earlier? And in my mind, that is the entire purpose of Midtown Educational Foundation. What this group does is take young boys and girls that are going to become the men and women of the future, the types of individuals who will be able to lead us in government service, nonprofit service, business service. And regardless of your political orientation today, it's pretty clear we have a need, a significant need for future leaders. Not just leaders, but leaders who have the values to respect every individual, who can make a difference in the world, who can help us in this incredible period now of social unrest to create more diversity, more equity, more inclusiveness. And so the ability to do that, the ability to make that happen, the earlier we can start, the better. And when studying this organization and realizing this is not an organization that sort of started yesterday. My understanding is that this organization started in 1965. So for 55 years, this organization is making an enormous difference. First on the north side, now on the south side, for both boys and girls, for the future leaders. So as I said, it is my great honor to be with all of you, and I really hope when you consider where you can donate, where you can make a difference, that you never forget the unbelievable importance of Midtown Educational Foundation. Thank you very much.
Wow, what an honor it is to be joined by these two distinguished gentlemen in this evening. Thank you, Mr. Conroy, and thank you, Mr. Kramer. You truly embody the character lessons that we strive at MEF to instill in our students.
We are still a long way from our goal to be able to continue this tremendous impact throughout the next year. These kids and families need your help now.
There will be new giving challenges all week, so keep an eye on MEF's social media and website. And stick around to see all of our amazing sponsors who have already contributed to tonight's event. In the meantime, from the Midtown Educational Foundation family to you, thank you.
My goal of bringing Taylor here will be accomplished. She grows up and she will know or be able to come back here or in another to give back. We're always talking about the world is messed up, I need to be a better place. Be that person to help it be a better place. Be the one that speaks. Be the one that shows grace to somebody else. Be the one that goes beyond your comfort zone. And if each one of us do that, the world is or will be a better place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.